were missing because of some of the dolls controversies. From what I think happened is I think that there's some missing things because of like controversies around dolls. They wanted to make sure that the Rainbow High image was like very appropriate.
Welcome everybody to episode 6 of Out of the Box, and it is my
Happy birthday.
And we also, for my birthday, have a special guest. We have Clawdeena with us.
Hello. Clawdeena here.
And for my birthday, I figured we wanted to talk about some of the new doll releases that are coming out. So as we go around the table, metaphorically, and we go to each of us, let us know how you're doing. And I think also we'll just right from there go into what are maybe a doll, or what is a doll that you're into right now that you're super excited that is coming out. So let's take it over with Chloe, because I really love her hair today.
Hi, happy birthday, Elvira.
Hey, thank you.
Hi, Claw.
Hi, you look so cute.
What was the question?
Oh, love that. I love this episode. So iconic.
What is a doll that there's so many new dolls coming out right now.
Okay.
What is a new doll that you're excited about?
I'm excited for, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not that excited for any dolls. I haven't been looking at them.
Oh, that's
I'm so focused on other things that I haven't had a time to really look at. Oh, it just came to my mind. The Vampire Hard Draculaura.
Oh,
that's the one
yeah.
I'm excited for.
That one has caught everyone's
That's
eye.
a good one.
I know there's a doll in there. I'm like, what doll? What doll? The one that I pre-ordered. The $100 doll. Yes. I'm excited for that one. Like, she needs to be here already.
Why do you like that one so much? Like, why did that one because obviously there's other things like Shadow High Series 3, there's other Monster High dolls that are getting released or like getting leaks, you know? Why did that one stand out for you?
It gives me that nostalgic feeling I had for Monster High when it first came out. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, yes, that is what I want. And I'm gonna get it. Yeah. No, she's fucking gorgeous. I love her. I really, really do love her. Like, I was really scared to miss out on her. And you already know Monster High releases are crazy. So I was asking everybody, if I pre-order her, will this charge my card now or later? Now or later? Everybody was like, no, later. I'm like, okay, pre-order. So I pre-ordered her. And then like a few hours later, everybody was like, oh, she's gone. I'm like,
that's a good
Thank you.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, like I'm in the same boat with you. I think it's just so stunning. It definitely gives me the old school Draculaura vibes. It's overly like opulent and goth. And I just am hoping that they keep going in that direction, whether it's for collector dolls or just the line in general. I think is so fantastic. But now going over to Johnny, how are you doing? And then also, what is a doll that maybe you're excited about right now?
Oh, hi. Happy birthday. Hi, Claw.
Hi.
I'm good. It is hot in Texas. It should be cooler on Monday, so that's a good sign. But as for dolls that I'm excited for, I'm really excited for, I don't even know what line this is, but there's like a Draculaura with a hat with like a dark lip that's like leaked. There's like a pictures and like there's a new Clawdeena.
It's the beach line?
Or the spring line?
No, she has like the black hat with the bangs.
Oh, the
like
core line. That's the signature refresh.
Yeah. I'm really excited for that one. I'm a sucker for dolls with hats, so I'm really excited for that. Shadow High Series 3, of course. I don't know which one's my favorite. I really like that purple looking one with the hat and the spikes. That one's really cool. So I haven't even seen them in stores yet, so my target is really bad with getting dolls in stock. I'm just gonna take a couple of trips to get there, but other than that, I don't know what else I'm actually excited for. Style Bay, of course. Shout out to Style Bay. I love them so much. I even have them right here.
Oh my god. She is ready to go.
She just made a little, well, the people listening on Spotify, you can't see, but I showed a doll. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for new dollies coming up. I haven't bought dolls in such a long time that it's gonna feel so amazing, like just buying a doll and opening a doll. Nothing is better than opening a doll. It just feels so good.
Facts.
And then
but I do not take a book like a page out of Claw's book and ripping it out because I cannot do that. I always see you doing that,
It's a
and I am
talent.
so amazed. You know what? I've tried like a couple of times and it's never worked out. I have no idea how you do it. You do it so flawlessly. You just go like that and it's
What
done.
can I, it's like, it is like a secret hidden talent. If I did Drag Race, that would be my hidden talent. Now, of course, the one time that I filmed it, like the first time I filmed it, the fishnets ripped on Laguna. Any other time, I had no issues. Nothing's ever ripped or broken from me ripping the doll out.
Honestly, that's a really good track record.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you
Props.
open a lot of dolls. Like, see, for me, I'm the same way, Johnny. Like, I cannot do that with my dolls. Like, I have to like cut each one, like because I've always ruined my
Exactly,
dolls
yeah.
if I try to pull them out. So it is very much a talent just for Clawdeena and not anyone else.
Oh yes, I've snipped the little ties from the hair, and I've cut some hair out, and I've been traumatized ever
See?
since.
That's
She's
what I'm
bald from the back,
saying.
but you know what? It's okay because I'm bald from the back too. So
Right. I mean, nothing a little hymns can't fix.
Same.
okay, we're not sponsored, but love
Not
that.
sponsored. Well, not yet. No, I'm kidding. I'm not sponsored.
Yeah, don't buy yet until we're sponsored.
I was gonna say, I mean, we're open to that though. No,
If anybody from Hims is watching,
that one person that works there
That
that's a doll
collects dolls,
collector,
yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, good, we got him. Let's get it." Like, doll collectors need love too on their hair. I mean, we need rerouting sometimes.
That's true.
Oh, I need some rerouting for sure.
Well, going to now our guest, Clawdeena, what are you excited about for going into the fall season, into next spring for like new stuff?
At first, when I think you didn't ask it like this, but you were like, I thought of like, what's the perfect doll? And then I thought of Miss Congeniality, and I wanted to be like, the perfect doll, not too cool, not too hot. I would probably have to say the Vampire Heart Dracula too. Like everything else is kind of like, eh. I think MGA continues to kill it. They really understand putting quality into their dolls, but the Vampire Heart Dracula, like Annalise just understands budgeting. So she was able to finesse that doll to have some mighty detail. I think that she's definitely going down in Monster High's legacy as one of the best.
The box looks fantastic. That was another thing I noticed
yeah.
too on Amazon. Like when they had obviously it's not like super close up, like in-depth picture, but I don't know. To me, that is a big part of presentation, especially when it comes to a collector doll. And I mean, obviously, if you unbox the doll, a lot of people don't keep it. But for me, sometimes when I see that, especially with like the Freak to Chic Dracula that came out a month ago now, to me, that box really does change your look on that particular doll. Like I love the doll out of box on the images, but as soon as I swiped the picture and saw it in box, I was like, oh, done, 100%. Now this doll is going to be one of my favorite Monster High dolls. Obviously, I still have to see her in person. Obviously, opinions could change. But for me personally, that's also one of my ones that I'm really looking forward to for at least I can't believe I'm going to be saying like fall and winter of 2023. But me personally, also, I'm very, very excited about Series 3 Shadow Highs, just because I love the concept of the one with the CDs in the skirt and giving it kind of like that futuristic look. That one looks so cool. Like I was like, I never would have thought about doing that.
I think that the detail on MGA's products continue to be really great. I think I just don't resonate as much with the designs of Series 3 as I have with past lines, aside from the purple one as well. So I'm like, which
I do like the spiked hat. Yes, that one's really
the hat is
too.
really cute. But I also have to agree, the fashion isn't like Series 1 was amazing. We had 2 outfits, and then Series 2, they removed the outfit, we got accessories, but the outfits were so cool. I love the outfits on Series 2. And in Series 3, I don't know, there's something about it that I feel like the dolls are incomplete. I feel like they all are missing something from their outfits.
For those of you listening, who wants the second outfit back? Like I
agree.
I understand why.
Everyone is raising their hands.
It has to do with like the budgeting, but we need that second outfit because that's really what made every Rainbow High doll perfect. Is if you didn't like one outfit, you always like the second.
But then that brings up price point though, because these are on MG's. Well, I haven't seen them on Amazon yet or Target, unfortunately, but they are at a $24.99 price point. And I think that's why obviously we all know that's why they had to cut back on the second outfit. I would be willing to spend the extra $5 to $10 for a really good extra pair of shoes and outfit. But I know that's unrealistic for them wanting to be competitive in the doll buying market on a shelf next to Barbie. Like, let's be real. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But I think most of us though want the second outfit back.
I'm willing to lose the accessories. I'm fine with was it necessary to have like a bunch of like the same makeup palette in a different color for like the series?
It's tough because it's like much love to them, but I do think that competitively, it would have been wiser for them to keep the second outfit because that is what set them apart from any other doll line. Because now that
Yes.
other dolls have, like,
Yeah.
doesn't seem like they're doing too great going on clearance all the time.
I know
I
that's a
mean,
concern for me too. The clearance is just like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. I think we've talked about this in another episode before, that the clearance does help us as collectors
Absolutely.
complete the set. But then also, unfortunately, when it comes down to it, that also scares me where I'm like, there's too many on the shelves, and that's why they're also going on clearance, and that's not a good sign. So, but I know you were going to say something, Chloe, going into that.
No, I
Oh,
wasn't.
oh, sorry. I thought I interrupted you.
Please, not that. No, that's a meme right there.
Someone clip
I
that.
interrupted you, and I just kept going. I was like, oh no.
No, I said.
Oh, love that. Love
Chloe's
Chloe's
here
input.
today. She is here.
We're doing a
She's awake.
podcast and Chloe's here.
I love it. But going into other, like, I feel like we had so much, like, obviously, like, we're talking about, Monster High and Rainbow High, because this is what we all four personally collect a lot. But I know this summer we had a lot of Barbie releases. Do we feel like going into the fall and winter, it's going to start slowing down because they pumped out so many for the summer? Because I haven't seen too many Barbies that really jumped at me for going into Christmas, like the holiday season.
See, I try not to talk about leaked dolls ever on my platform, like, since I kind of restructured the way I do YouTube content. But I am really excited for the Mariah Carey Barbie. I think that she's Queen of Christmas. That's going to be fun.
I have some pictures of that.
So there's that leaked. And then I am really excited for the Angel Kent Mermaid Barbies. I think that they do have a little bit of a lineup. I think they're going to be releasing they're going to be dominating the market. They always release like 500 SKUs a year. So I think they're going to have quite a bit of product.
I feel like with the summer, though, that was the doll that everybody was anticipating, was the Barbie movie dolls, like for Barbie. Like that was the ones that everybody was like, oh, I'm so excited. But like then I was sitting here as we were prepping for today, and I was like, oh, what dolls am I looking forward to? And I'm like, oh, not a lot of Barbies, unfortunately, because I feel like we had so many over the summer. But I do agree, though, those new mermaid face molds, very beautiful, very different. And I'm glad that they stand out, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, the Odile
Millie face or the same, so they are updating the faces on the Barbie. So that's a good one. That's a good one to bring up something new and exciting.
I'm still hoping that they restock the movie doll. The movie doll.
Allegedly October.
I needed that.
Okay.
I just want the Western Barbie. At this point, I only want her. I'm not even going to go after all the other ones that I want. I just want her.
Taste.
Please, doll gods.
Just one doll.
Just one.
Because I also just want the Western Ken. That's the only one I want.
The box does not even have to be in good condition. It could be squished. I don't care. I just want that doll.
The leg doesn't even have to be attached. I can glue it back on.
Well,
speaking of broken legs, I don't know why this made me think of that. Which is awful. I'm so sorry. Fresh dolls. But that was another thing too. We have seen a lot going into the summer, and I haven't seen as many like leaked pictures or just people talking about stuff going into the winter lines, because we did have like fresh dolls come out, and I was like, oh, I would kind of bulk it into, even though it did come out last month, that was something I genuinely was excited about going into this.
Not me thinking you were going to talk about somebody's leg being broken. Like,
I did too. I was like, are we going to go through a traumatic experience?
Well, no, like I just hope that, because I've seen a few people saying that the legs are really stiff on the new fresh dolls.
They are.
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of people also say that theirs broke as well.
But I do have to say, though, and I have to give where credit is due, they immediately sent out new ones. And that to me shows great customer service, them also understanding that if they want to keep the collectors happy, because that's a big part of who's buying some of these dolls, that, oh, something was a defective item, boom, we take care of you. And they have taken care of I have not heard anybody say that they've complained that, Fresh or EPI, which is the company that makes Fresh Beats, they've taken care of them. So that was something I'm really excited about. And I know that they're supposed to be coming out with a fourth character, I believe spring 2024. I'm excited to see what happens with that line, because I really thought they were still think they're really, really cute for coming out last month.
Me too. I agree with you. And I also think that for the price point, it's under $20 and you're getting really good quality clothing. I really like the clothes on these dolls. And I like that they fit Rainbow High, because I love,
I know the jacket. So good. So good on the jacket.
Steals all the clothes.
I sit here in silence because I feel like if I say, what I was going to talk about was Naturalistas, but I don't really work with any doll companies. So I was like, well, I was going to ask if people prefer Naturalistas or fresh dolls, but I feel like
they're very, very different. They're very different in my opinion. I feel like it's almost like comparing Fresh Beats because the body shape, like if you look at the head proportion ratio to the body, is giving me LOL surprise kind of vibes, right? With the head versus when I look at Naturalistas and also Latinistas, which I'm still waiting to get, that gives me a Barbie body size. So people who prefer larger head proportion dolls, I think would lean towards Fresh, and people who prefer Barbie or like even Monster High proportions where the head is kind of more equivalent to the body, that would then lean towards a Naturalista or.
So are they not making the Fresh doll like the Barbie portion dolls anymore? They're making Fresh Beats only.
They do with different colored hair, but I don't think they're pushing it as hard. Like I haven't seen a lot of promo. Have either two of
they're
you
pushing
seen more
the Fresh Beats a lot on their social media. It's mostly Fresh Beats now.
It's a tough little market out there. Let me just say, it's a hard world. It's a hard world out in these doll streets.
It really is. My table. My table says
it's so competitive. I mean, we'll look at what like bring up Style Bay because you brought that up earlier, Johnny. Like, why do you think I think brands now they're like, well, we have to do something really out there to stand out? Because if you make super high quality, great clothing pieces like MGA does with Rainbow High, but you can't compete with that. So then you have to make something completely off the wall, which is a sticker doll, to even try to, well, hey, nobody else is doing this. Let's try to do that to get that portion of the doll market.
Right. And I mean, I guess it's difficult because I see like the fun in being critical, and I also see the fun in making fun of people who are clowns and criticize things. So I think it's difficult that I look at dolls in general with a somewhat adult critical lens, because I see so much toys just being pumped out and like pushed in this like sense of overconsumption, that when I see product that's just not new or innovative, I'm kind of like, what's the point here? Like what is the message? And then you have to come up with a really good marketing gimmick or scheme to make the product interesting. And I don't see a lot of that outside of, I mean, I like Style Bay. I don't think they're going to last forever, but they have like a little gimmick. So that's fun. I think that people who maybe want something that's gives you a lot of style options with a cheaper price point, you go to Style Bay. But realistically, I think people are always going to choose something like Rainbow High or Monster High, or like there's doll lines where you're like, oh, this is just special. Like I think Rainbow High came out and we're like, this is a special line. Monster High is a special line. Bratz, Barbie, like those are all very special.
OMG was another one. That first year, I was just so, now I've slowed down a lot because obviously like I have money. But when that first came out, that to me was so innovative because it had long nails.
Yes.
That was my favorite. I know that's like the one little detail, but it was so different. And that's why when I was looking again for this episode, I was like, okay, well, what else is new that's different? I was like, well, we have another Shadow High series. We have another, more Monster High G3s coming out, which we've had for the past year. And it's like thinking about what's outside of the box or what's something new or innovative. And I mean, like, besides, like, I enjoy Fresh dolls a lot. I mean, obviously Style Bay is very unique in their approach, but I agree with you when it comes to the longevity of some of these doll lines. You have to be super different, special, high quality. You have to have something that's so good that you will last maybe a few quarters.
And also I want to get everyone else's thoughts on this, but I think why that needs to be is because dolls exist as a form of expression. Like it's really a very unapologetic expression of femininity and hyper femininity. And it can be, there's like lamely, like a little bit, there's nuance to that. But I think that's why we look for that innovation, because dolls are a place where people who maybe can't be as hyper feminine in other spaces turn to dolls to create these worlds and experiences that you wouldn't be able to experience as yourself. And it's imaginative. So I think that's why it's important to be special or like be innovative. It's not just for the sake of like, oh, you have to be extraordinary for no reason. I think it's because people look to this space to be expressive. Oh yeah, I just wanted to hear everybody else's thoughts on like what we were saying. Like
no, but going back to what Claw was saying, I do agree with the doll lines not hitting home like some of them have. Like I know when what was the name of it? Like Dream Ella, when that came out, she was cute for its time, but I knew in the back of my head, like that's not gonna last like Rainbow High is. Right. And like also like Style Bay, of course, like their cute little gimmick, but I also like in the back of my head also know like that's not a thing that's gonna stick like Rainbow High has. I think Rainbow High is like the last like newish doll that came out that's like still going.
Yeah,
like,
that and OMG, I get. Well, OMG now is over 5 years.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
Because I don't think anything
4 years,
recently, like not even dolls, just like toys specifically that have come out that like I know that's gonna stick. I think also the MJ, like the miniverse, I think that is like really huge, and that's like super.
Yeah.
I've seen like so many creative videos about that, and people are putting their own little twist, like making it like those Frozen moments, and they're not even like coined as Frozen moments, but so it expresses a lot of people's creativity. I think that's one of those things that I see that's gonna last a really long time. But other than that, I
Yeah.
haven't seen products that I think are gonna last a while. So, but it is fun to see companies try. I like seeing companies try. I like having, even if it's just buying one of that doll, just be like, oh, this company tried this at this time, but it's nice little museum of a keepsake of you tried.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
It's
I
like,
really, which I really, it's not even. I didn't mean to sound shady, but like, it's like something that's like,
Shade.
someone put in the sound effects.
I will. I will.
Oh my god, no! This episode is not airing.
Sponsorships, goodbye. The ones that we even had potential
Goodbye,
for.
hymns.
I don't. But yeah, I agree with that. Like, where something will just stand out and be so unique, so special. And going outside of dolls, I can see how you're saying like Miniverse really works, because I think that hits of such a large market, whether you're into dolls or not, or whether you're into toys or not. They're reaching out to other influencers that just create lifestyle content that are like, oh, this is so cute, it's so tiny, and they're getting into it, and it's getting so many people just excited about being creative, making something, and it's tiny and it's cute.
And I think there might be psychology around that too. Like what I love about MGA creating Miniverse is I just really like marketing. So I'm like, oh, they were genius. They saw a gap in the market and they snagged it up. And MGA, I mean, I know I don't even really be working with MGA like that for me to be shouting them out, but I will just say undeniably their products hold so much value because they really put a lot of attention into their detail. But I think there's some type of psychology around like why people love mini toys. I feel like there's probably some type of comfort in it, the way that there is expression with dolls.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, and also how they're so small, you can collect so many and it doesn't take up that much space.
Maybe it makes you feel powerful in a world in which you feel so small.
Oh,
And
okay.
title of the book, there we're going.
No, I think it does. And then there's also the possibilities to customize the mini like stuff further. I've seen people use them as jewelry pieces, magnets.
Yeah.
Like they turn them into whatever they want. Yeah, the customized options are very endless with those type of toys, which I like too.
Does everyone have friends who like aren't doll collectors, or most of your friends doll collectors?
I don't have friends.
Yeah, I don't hang out with anyone other than Chloe.
No, my other friends, they're not, well, my real life friends are not, my people that I see in person are not doll collectors. Yeah, they're not. And
I was gonna say, have you ever had people who are not doll collectors say like they'll look at a doll and be like, oh my god, that's so cute, like even the little detail?
yeah, I have a few friends who are into fashion, who I've introduced Rainbow High to, and they're like, oh, they're really pretty. I love the references with the fashion, and I love the little details. And I'm like, yeah, I love these dolls. And
I think there's just something universally attractive about detailed mini things, because even people who are not doll collectors, when they see my dolls, they're always like, oh wow, that's so cute, that like tiny bag is actual fabric. They even notice that, because people expect a toy to look like a toy, but when it looks super detailed, people notice.
That's very true. Yeah, no, that's why I'm glad that they have been keeping the quality up for this many years into the line. Because I mean, we came out July 2020 for Rainbow High, so we're on our fourth season of these dolls, fourth year, excuse me, of these dolls. And that's one thing that does keep them special, does keep them different versus I agree with you. The average person walking down the aisle, they think of a Barbie. Most of the pieces now are just like a little plastic, tiny little bag. And when you see something so detailed, you immediately think, oh, this has to be expensive. This has to be a collector piece. Right. Because if you go into like the action figure and other toy world half of it, and it, for me, like when I look at those things like Sideshow collectibles and stuff, those start at $250. Like the John Wick doll that I'll eventually get one day if I win the lottery, goes for like $500. Why? The detail is so there. So for Rainbow High to be able to keep their dolls, I know they don't come with the second fashion for series 3, but for them to keep it at $25 still is still pretty amazing. Even though I don't like the second outfit, I have to still go, wow, for $25 and it has spikes on the hat, that's great.
Yeah. Oh, the detail on them is still supreme. Like there's nothing that compares to their level of quality.
Oh yeah, the red one with the cherry coat, the coat is lined on the inside. I love that.
Oh, what's it lined with? Like a
It's
print or
I
something? Yeah, like a
it's like a chair. Is it a cherry print on the
I think
inside?
it's cherries.
oh,
Yeah, but I saw that it was lined. I'm like,
love
oh,
'em.
I love when they're lined.
You
Those-
love a line.
I sure do.
Oh, oh, but see, like going outside of dolls, I like that you brought up Miniverse for other toys that you're excited about going into fall and winter. Is there any other non-doll related toy things that has sparked anybody else's interest besides Miniverse?
Well, what type of toys?
And we're getting an X rating. No, I'm kidding.
Chloe was like, this is my question.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
As we get our 10-minute countdown starting for the podcast.
I was like, I was not expecting that question. I have
Me
nothing to say.
neither.
I'm like,
Oh
dolls are
my
always just
God.
on my mind. And I'm like, what else do you want to buy? I'm like, I have no idea.
What change in toys or dolls would make you happiest?
What I would love to see is more books. I want to see them expand, like how Rainbow High needs books, like how Monster High has done it. I just love reading them. I
Like
think Rainbow
lore,
High,
like
yeah.
diaries?
I need more depth into characters like Kaya. We don't really see Kaya, and I love Kaya, and we don't really know anything about her. So it would be interesting to, even if it's like small little novels, like each character has a chapter, but I would love to see more books.
Some more lore. I
Well,
agree.
going back to when Monster High first came out, that was one thing that I really remember everybody was always talking about. Why so many kids and collectors felt connected to them was because they were individuals. They had a plot line, they had lore, they had something that you could connect with each one of them versus going into the Barbie universe where it's one Barbie, it's always Barbie. She has one more, she made 250 jobs, but it's all about her. So I think that is one thing that is currently lacking with a lot of the dolls coming out. They're just, I hate to say it, they're just dolls, but they don't have that connection. Like with Ever After High had a connection. The movies were so good. It made you connect with Raven.
Yeah.
It made you connect
Yeah.
with Apple. And again, I'm glad that they make webisodes for Rainbow High. I think it's very aesthetically pleasing. I think it's really cute, but they're not giving us as much depth of each character.
Oh my God, the lore, what is going on? I haven't seen any of the new season.
I
Caught
have.
up. I'm caught up.
Mama.
Oh, I haven't seen the last
Mama.
episode, but I really don't know what's going on.
They're just
I
pushing the
think-
Project Rainbow Runway thing, and it's just, I don't know.
I think after, when was it? A little bit before they released the Shadow High Pacific Coast storyline.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Somebody said throw it out the window and whatever catches, just put that out because
Well,
what happened to Pacific
if you want to
Coast?
know the tea, from what I understand, some things were missing because of some of the dolls controversies, and I won't go too in depth. But from what I think happened is I think that there's some missing things because of like controversies around dolls. They wanted to make sure that the Rainbow High image was like very appropriate and like not getting canceled or called out. So things were cut. Things just didn't make as much sense because of that.
They didn't like the cheating scandal of season 1. Or like
that's what made the show so good. That's what
I
made the
know.
show so good.
I was like, oh, no, like
I was so excited. Like the first series was so good. Like I loved the first season. I loved watching it. And then we got into season 2 and I was like, okay. And then we got into season, I'm like, okay, what's going on? I don't.
So
how did
interesting.
we get from Rainbow Vision to Project Runway type of vibe?
See, I wouldn't mind them referencing different shows if they really went in on the references. Like if you're gonna do, I haven't seen the season, so I guess it's ignorant for me to critique it, but I guess I'll go back to the Eurovision season. Is that if they were to reference like iconic Eurovision performances or something like niche, then it would be fun and like funny to adult collectors and still entertaining to kids. That would have made it a little more palatable.
I agree with that. I feel like it's just, again, I've been watching this current season and it's trying to like every episode is going to teach you a lesson. Be a good person. Cheating bad. Don't cheat on a test. And again, I know these are things that are important to children. Obviously, we have to teach them not to cheat on a project.
I guess.
But the way that they're going about it is making it kind of almost, it doesn't have the depth that the other plot lines from other doll lines have had in the past. It's making it very like PBS show special. Arthur. No, even Arthur had some dark moments.
Yeah,
No,
Arthur-
because I love
was-
Arthur. I love me some Arthur.
I was trying to think of like what other episodes of things like
Well, I can think
Recess.
of
I don't know.
like Sesame Street. Like it's that level of like PC where even Monster High, what I liked about Monster High storytelling and Ever After Highs is when they gave you like a message heavy story, it was a message that wasn't typically being told. Like
Yeah.
the first real big movie, So Why Do Ghouls Fall in Love, was about expectations and romance. Like you don't see that in kids movies. It's not like something stupid like don't lie. Like those are things you're going to hear all the time everywhere. We don't need more stories about things we already know.
Yeah, and then that's where it's kind of losing me this season, where I was genuinely excited, where I was like, oh, we have like the Sunny and Luna. They're kind of like, you know, dressing up in their little outfits from the dolls, and they're like co-hosting, and like it had potential. I got the vibe of where they were getting some of the very small references to Project Runway, but again, it started losing me when I started noticing. I was like, oh, it's a pattern. So every episode, something's going to happen. There's a conflict and then a lesson, and it's almost very juvenile, which again, before anyone says anything, it's a kid show.
Yes.
100% understand it, but I think a lot of movies and shows balance it out where there's references so parents can understand and laugh, and you know, and then also the kids are like, oh, that's really cute and funny in the colors, like so it's like they need to balance it out, and I feel like they're kind of going more into the juvenile direction with the show.
How did Luna and Sunny make up? I'm still like, how did they make up? They were having a whole little drama.
They didn't just make up. They're together now.
I was like, wait, what? You missed
Yeah,
I'm like, this is
how are they just
plotline.
like
That.
they're like, we haven't spoken in like 30 years. Like she goes to another school next season. We're hosting a TV show together.
Yeah, it was so abrupt.
Yeah, I agree.
So random.
I guess
so random.
They cut the episodes out.
My concern is like that what a lot of doll lines have done is you start off a little bit more mature, you target an adult-ish demographic or like tween demographic, and then you start going into really, really little kids.
Oh no. I'm getting flashbacks.
Yeah,
Ever After High. I'm getting
Monster
they
High
left us with
G2, you know.
It just never works. It never works.
It
It
Never
doesn't.
learn.
Maybe
It
they
doesn't.
want to get rid of the line. I hope they don't want to, but I mean, like, do you think it's almost like it's better to do that than just abruptly get rid of the line?
What I think it is that they get a lot of complaints from parents, and they're like, this doll is too blah, 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 blah. She's too provocative. And then they're like, well, how do we market to those people? Let's put in something that's like a clear message that this show is about friendship. And then it's not that these dolls are like dressing slutty. It's that they're a good message of friendship. But the problem is that then the dolls then begin to translate into wearing things that are just not as fun.
They're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, it gets, I mean, I don't like saying boring because boring is all subjective. You know, I mean, like somebody might really love the new stuff, but I agree with you. I feel like it starts losing the edginess, the uniqueness about it. And kids are attracted to that. They are attracted to things that are different. They notice when something looks bad.
I mean, it's also kind of like, was the critique of Gen 2 Monster High, is what message does that send? Is like, you are changing yourself and like your edginess and your identity, your brand identity, to fit people who are criticizing you, and like what kind of message does that really send? Because that's the messages that people really absorb are the things that we're not saying. It's the actions that we put out there that really send messages.
So we're going to put a little cliffhanger pause moment right now, and we're going to go into this next week and continue on and go into something a little bit deeper. So continuing my birthday episode and talking about other doll aspects and doll topics of the doll community. So stay tuned for the next episode.